Shalom, shalom. All right. Before I even get started, I would like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ha, Rakah, Quadash, Ma, Amath. Definitely want to give double honors to the apostles of JMS and their elders. Definitely want to give honors to my elder, Aharon, Bon Yashal of the Lion Den Camp, located in Jacksonville, Florida. Shalom to the sincere Akim Akwathian that believe in sincerity and the truth. Shalom. Today's lesson is going to be based off of holding your tongue when you're amongst the men of the Lord, right? Because when we're out in the highways and byways, right, teaching the truth, right, we're out there to present our bodies as living sacrifices, man. This is Romans 12:1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of our power, right, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, which is your reasonable service, right? So that's our service, to be out there on the highways and byways, right? To push this truth, to feed the flock, right? We're only out there for the elect, right? The 144 and the 1/3. We're not out there for the rest of Israel, right? And what kind of inspired me to do this lesson was the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, first and foremost, right? And then also I watched my brother Nakar's lesson. He's in my camp, right? Watched brother Nakar's lesson, and it kind of I didn't get a chance to finish it, but it kind of inspired me to land back on it a little bit, right? So I kind of didn't have any time this week until today to try to get this lesson done. So Yahweh Ratazah Bahashim Yahweh Shah, this lesson is edifying too. It needs to be edifying too, right? But again, we're only out there for the elect, man, right? We don't care nothing about the dead, man, right? This is why Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, this is why Yahweh Shah said, let the dead bury the dead, man, right? Meaning, let the unfaithful, right, stick with the unfaithful, right? Anybody that's part of the elect, right, the hopeful elect or the 1/3, right, we follow him, right? We hear him when he's calling, right? So what the point is, we put ourselves out there as a living sacrifice just to get the work done, right? To be, because we're servants of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, right? Like it says, which is your reasonable service. That's our service, right? But a lot of times people come out there and feel like, oh, you're talking too loud, you don't have to scream, and not understanding that we're actually teaching to the wind and whoever else hears, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to allow whoever needs to hear it when it needs to be heard, right? But the unlearned and the foolish will come up speaking like they're so wise when they have no wisdom at all, right? But at the end of the day, we can automatically feel that BS is coming, right? We know when some BS is finna start spilling out of people's mouths, right? We can feel it, and we do that based off of the spirit, right? So this is Matthew 12:33. I'm gonna read it from the NLT, right? It says, because on the left is the KJV and on the right is the NLT, all right, in the blue letter. All right, it says words reveal character. All right, verse 33 in the NLT. A tree is identified by its fruit, right? So a tree is identified by the fruit it bears, right? So if you're right, basically going into people being the tree, right, and the stuff that they say, do, and believe in, right, that's the fruit that they bear, right? It says if a tree is good, its fruit will be good. If a tree is bad, its fruit will be bad, right? So if your service is corrupted, right, that means your doctrine is corrupted. That means your belief is corrupted. That means the name that you're calling on is corrupted. That means everything about you is corrupted. Okay. Now, if you're doing the proper work by being out on the highways and byways with your garment on, teaching the truth, right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, calling on the proper true names, keeping the laws to the best of your ability, right, teaching the people, feeding the people the living waters, right, then your fruit is good, Right? It says if a tree is bad, its fruit will be bad. Right? Verse 34, you broad of snakes. How could evil men like you speak what is good and right? For whatever is in your heart determines what you say, right? So your beliefs, right, is what's going to come out of your mouth. If you believe in the name JC, that's what's going to come out of your mouth. Even when the men are trying to teach you the proper name, try to teach you that, hey, you need to do some research on this, right? Instead of going just reading the scriptures, how about you do some research, right? You can't just pick up the book and read and think you're going to understand it, for one. For two, you ought to go back to the original, right? The authentic part of the scriptures, right? Meaning going back into the Hebrew, going back into the Greek, understanding that the scriptures were translated a few times, right? That even the names were translated. None of the names in today's Bible, unless you have an older Bible or a Bible that's um, translated from an older manuscript or older script, right? But basically none of the new Bibles today have the original names of anybody in the scriptures, right? All of them had Hebrew names, right? All the Israelites had Hebrew names, and anybody outside of that either had a Greek name or, but it was all there was no English names in the scriptures, right? So when they speed it up to today, people say, "Oh, the scriptures say JC, Jesus," not understanding that that wasn't the name that Gabriel gave him, and that was kind of what we went through in camp this Saturday, trying to tell the man, look, there was no letter J around 524 years ago, right? 2,000 years ago when Yahushua was on walking the earth, who the only begotten son, right? Nobody called him by that name, JC, not one. So you're giving your praise and thanks, right? To who? Right? You broad of snakes. How could even men like you speak what is good and right? Right? Because you haven't been taught correctly. That's why you had the audacity to walk up on the camp and have to spill your beans like you knew something. Right? When the elder tried to show you multiple times that you was going off on a few things. Right? The story is about Jacob and Esau. Right? The promise, which is the elect, and the wicked, right, which also has a promise of desolation, right, being extinct, right. So just like how they out here extincting the animals, right, and they also gonna be extinct. All right, but anyway, back to the scripture 35. A good person produce good things from the treasury of a good heart, and a evil person produces evil things from the treasury of an evil heart, right? Because that's all you have to give. If your heart is full of evil and wickedness, right? If your heart is full of lies and unlearned knowledge, right? Then that's all you know, and that's what you're gonna put forth. But when your spirit is blessed through the spirit of truth, right? Blessed with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Your treasury is good, and the things that you're going to be saying are going to be good things for nutrients, right? Food for the body and the soul. All right. Verse 35. A good person. Oh, verse 36. Lucky. And I tell you this: you must give an account of judgment day for every idle word you speak. Right. So everything that you're saying out your mouth, walking up on the men of the Lord, trying to teach us that you have the proper name because that's what's written in the scriptures. Not understanding that, hey, look, it's a lot better to go back to the original scriptures, right? What's authentic? Is it the translations or is it the original manuscript, right? Even like, and my elder made a great point, right? When you look at the Rosetta Stones and all the stones that they've been finding, every time you see his name, it's written in Paleo Hebrew, right? Every time. But again, as as I was growing up, all I heard was, oh, they took the name of the Lord out the Bible because his name was too powerful, right? But y'all want to still believe that the name that was written in the scriptures is the original name, not understanding the history of them trying to completely wipe us out by making us by making us commit adultery, idolatry, right? When I say adultery, that's basically cheating on the Most High Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai, by praying and giving thanks and offerings to false names, right? Verse 37, the words you say will either acquit you or condemn you, right? So all that walking up on the camp, right? Not holding your tongue, just spilling gall out of your mouth, you will have to account for that in the day of judgment, man. Right? Let's go to James real quick. I'm trying not to make this too long. James 3. Let me start off at 1. My brethren, right? And the title says, and I'm going to read it at the KJV. The title says, the tongue is a fire, right? Verse 1. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Right? NLT. Dear brothers, verse 1, and sisters, not many of you should become teachers in the church, for we who teach will be judged more strictly. Indeed, we all make many mistakes. For if we could control our tongues, we would be perfect and could also control ourselves in every other way. Back into the KJV, verse 3. Behold, we put bites in the horses, right, in their mouths, right? It says that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body, right? Basically controlling the same thing they put on the horse today, control the horse while they ride them. If they want to turn left, they can basically pull the horse's head that way and the horse to go that way, right? So when you walking in this truth, right, we don't speak anything of our own. We're speaking through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It's his words, right? This is his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that he bestowed upon us by blessing us through the spirit of truth, right? So when you walk up on us saying, oh, the book says, not even understanding that our swords don't even say JC in it. Don't even have the letter J in it, not one. Right? But people like that can't help themselves. They can't help but be a scoffer because that's what's in their heart. Right? It says, behold, also the ships, which though they be so great and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm. Whatsoever the governor listeneth, even so the tongue is a little member, right? Your tongue is a little member, right, of the whole body. Just like that little rudder on the back of the ship, right? It's usually small, right, compared to the whole ship. But this is what guides the ship to turn left or to right. Right? So your mouth is it either can make you go left or go right. Right? And when you go left, you're going off. When you go right, you're leaning towards Yahweh Shai. Right? Stand on that straight and narrow path unto righteousness. Right? It says, even so, the tongue is a little member and boasts of great things. Right? So, be careful what you say out your mouth, man. Right? You don't always have to speak your 2 cents. You don't always have to have a word, right? Sometimes it's good to just listen, right? Watching the brother Nakar's lesson, right? He went deep into that, man. It's better to basically shut the hell up and listen, right? how you gonna comment on something, or how you gonna speak to somebody about something you don't even know what they're talking about, because you haven't stopped to take the chance to say, hey, let me hear what y'all got to say. You just want to come over there and just start talking, right? Don't even know what the doctrine is. Don't even know anything about us. Wanting to call us a denomination and all of this. Don't know nothing about us. But that's how people do, man. Right? How great a matter a little fire kindleth. Right? So you just saying one small thing out of your mouth can set off a bonfire, man. Right? It's just like you in the gas station and you decide to light a cigarette. Yeah, it's a small little light, but that one little light can blow the whole block up, man. Right? So be wise, man. It says, and the tongue is a fire, right? Your tongue is a fire, man. Right? You can do a lot of damage with the tongue. And you also can do a lot of purifying with the tongue. Just like Yahweh Shai, when he come, he gonna purify through fire. Right? It says, a world of iniquity, so is the tongue among our members, that it defileth, right? And our members is the Israelites today, the whole body, right? It's basically going, basically saying that 2/3, right, have a tongue of corruption, and the 1/3 and 144 have a tongue of righteousness, right? So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, man. Right? So the 2/3 is defiling their body, right? And they're trying to defile the body of Yahweh Shai, right? Of his body, the church, right? The camps, by coming up and scoffing against us, by coming up and not be ready to talk instead of to listen, or ready to talk instead of to hear, and to gain wisdom, knowledge, understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, through the elect men, right? It says, so is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature. And it is set on fire of hell, man. Right? And that's the course that a lot of these scoffers are on. Right? That's going to lead them straight to death. Right? Straight to the grave. Verse 7. For every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea is tamed, and hath been tamed of mankind. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison, man. Right? Just like it said, no man, right? It says, but the tongue can no man tame, right? No man can tame their tongue, right? This is why you need the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to tame your tongue for you, right? To teach you the right things, to put the right things into your heart, so that when you do talk and when you do speak, or you'll be speaking through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, not men's vain philosophies, or a man's tongue, because a man's tongue can't be tamed, right? But a spiritual tongue can be tamed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 9, therewith bless we our power, right? Even the Father, Yahweh, and therewith curse we men which are made after the similitude of Yahweh. Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessings and cursing, right? So again, out of that same mouth, right, can come both. A man that's not blessed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, blessed with the spirit of truth, right, through the Holy Ghost, through the Holy Spirit, right? Those men speak corruptible things, but the ones that are blessed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right, speak good things, speak the right things, right? Speak those blessings, right? And the other is gonna speak the cursings, right? The curses, right? Just like Peter Porker talking about we in Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1 through 14 after the eclipse, right? He bypassed all the other prophecies, right? So how are we going to be in Deuteronomy chapter 1 through 14? I mean chapter 28 verse 1 through 14 if we haven't even, if Jacob's trouble hasn't been fully manifested yet, right? It's being manifested, but it hasn't been fully manifested yet. The MOTB hasn't been fully manifested yet. It's being manifested as we speak, right? No matter how, if you want to say one day is 1,000 years, right? One day to the Lord is 1,000 years to us, right? We still got to go through these things, and nobody knows the time. So for you to sit there and say that out your mouth, right? You're putting out cursings, man. You're leading people to destruction, right? We're not in the blessings yet. We will be soon. Yahweh Ratazah, right? Out of the same mouth proceed blessings and cursings by my brother, and these things ought not so to be, right? They are not supposed to be, man, right? What's supposed to be is the spirit of truth, right? The men of the Lord teaching the people, and the people sitting there listening and studying and gaining the wisdom and knowledge and understanding through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, through the men of the Lord, right? Proverbs 17, because this what this type of time this man was on. Clearly he was a Christian of some sort. Proverbs 17 and 28. And it reads, I start off at 27. He that have knowledge spareth his words. Right. So the ones that have knowledge spareth his words, man. We ain't finna argue with you. Right? We're gonna dust off, dust off our feet and keep it moving. Wipe the dust off our feet and keep that shit moving. Roughly paraphrasing. Right? And a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit, man. So judge the spirit by the spirit. You judge the fruit by his works, man. Right? The ones that are blessed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua have an excellent spirit on them because they have the true understanding. They have the true wisdom and knowledge. Right? Verse 28, even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise. Right? So a fool, right, even when he counts peace, is, it's like him. Even when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise, man. Right? So a lot of times, because we had another guy walk up, man, after camp was over, right? After the lesson was over, right? Going and my elder was trying to show him that you follow the Sabbath by the new moon. And he wanted to go off of the Friday, Saturday thing, Friday evening to Saturday evening. And, it was starting to get a little loud. And because he wasn't listening. And you walked up on us, again, trying to give us what you wanted us to know. And it's like, a wise man holds his peace, man. Right? If you would have just walked up on the camp and just introduced yourself, right? And say, dang, I didn't know nothing about, if you did bring up the Sabbath, say, hey, man, how did you, where are you going about that? Show me how you found that. And then when the elder showed him, say, man, I need to maybe do some more research on that, man. I could be wrong. Right now, even if he felt like that, right now I don't think I'm wrong, but I could be wrong. Let me do some research on that. I appreciate you, for showing me that. That's what a man should do. Not just, oh, nah, this and this and this. You walk up to a whole camp that's already teaching with Bibles in their hand, right? And it's like, you gonna come up to us and teach a whole camp something? It's like, come on, man. Find out the doctrine first. Right? Do your research first. Right? It said, even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise. Right? And who is counting wise? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Because, while that was going on, a lot of us wanted to tighten his ass up. Right? But we have to let the process, we have to let Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, do the work. Right? Because that's carnality for us to want to jump on somebody. Right? But at the same time, it's like, bro, you being disrespectful and you getting loud with my elder. It's like, and you talking about you used to be in the gang, it's like, bro, all of us come from somewhere. I ain't finna sit here and tell all my business, but all of us come from somewhere, right? All of us been in folly, right? All of us, we grew up, most of us that's in the camp grew up right here in the city. And anybody that's from the Bangham know how to get down in here, man. Right? And the only way to survive is to get on, to be on top of your shit. So all that, we used to be in the gang, bro. None of that don't scare none of us. None of us, bro. You know, the camp, my camp is fully trained in fighting and weaponry, right? And we're still learning, but we ain't out to hurt nobody, right? But just like the elder was telling us during Saturday, man, it's like, a lot of times we just gotta let the speaker speak and let the Lord do his thing, right? Because if we get in the way and we jump to carnality and just start to want to whoop a nigga ass, excuse my language, Salakia, right? That falls on us, man. Right? Just like when Peter cut off the soldier's ear. Right? We supposed to stay meek and humble, man. And it took a lot. I'm still working. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua still working on me, man. Cause a few times I be wanting, I almost be getting out of character. But it's like the spirit jump on you and say, chill out. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua got this. Right? The spirit of truth, the spirit is amongst us. Right? All of us are blessed with the spirit of truth. Right? And he is among us right now, man. So we got to fall back and let him work. Right? It says, even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. Right? When you walking up to the camp, shut your ass up. Excuse my language. Right? Just be ready to hear. Right? And if you don't agree, that's fine. You don't have to teach us. Right? Keep that shit moving. Because we ain't gonna listen. So it's vain for you to even try it. Right? Because we study and we got we got the truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So anything you coming to bring us, man, is gonna be vain. And it's gonna be voided. Period. Unless you coming through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Mm-hmm. All right, from now let's jump to I'm gonna stay right there. I'm gonna jump over one. And jump over Proverbs 18. Now getting back on the man as who, clearly was a Christian, the older man. It's Revelations. Salaki. It's Proverbs 18. And I'm gonna go to verse 21, I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just jump right to the point. Verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, man. So what you say out of your mouth can lead you to death or to life, right? This is why when we're presenting our bodies as living sacrifices on the highways and byways, right? We're trying to lead people to life and not death. We're trying to bring the people out of death and out of that Gentile state of mind and bring them back to the light, which will be everlasting life through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Right? So these two men that came on Saturday didn't want to eat thereof. So therefore, right, they don't love the truth. Right? What they do love is death. Right? As verse 21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Whosoever findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and that was pretty much it. It's like I want to go up one. It's like verse 20, a man's belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth. Right? So you should be satisfied with the fruit of your mouth, man. Right? Through the things you say. And if you spilling out BS, right, it's gonna lead you to death, right? And that's, sorry to say it, for 2/3, that's gonna be satisfying for y'all, man. And with the increase of his lips shall he be filled, right? Death and life are in the power of the tongue, man. So you gotta watch what you say, man, right? Because if you don't, you're gonna, just like in the NLT, Proverbs 18 and 21. The tongue can bring death or life. Those who love to talk will reap the consequences, man. Right? So, however much you want to keep saying out your mouth, you better hope and pray that you're saying the right things. Right? Because, basically, the scriptures, basically tell you to be quiet. Right? When you come up to the men of the Lord, be quiet. You know, that it's for your salvation, man. It's for your life. Right? Instead of coming up scoffing, right? Leading you down to destruction, man. Let's go to Psalms. I only got a couple more and I'm gonna end it. Let's go to Psalms 34 and go to 10. No 3. That's not it. Verse 11. Come, ye children, hearken unto me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord Yahweh. Right? And what's the fear? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right? What man is he that desireth life and loveth many days, that he may see good? Keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile. Right? Because when you're not speaking, when you're speaking lies and you're speaking guile, that's leading you to death. Right? Like verse 12 say, what man is he that desireth life and loveth many days? So if you love life, if you love your life and love many days, that he may see good, right? Keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it, man. Right? The eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry, man. All right, so he's not listening to the wickedness, man. Anybody that's a heathen or that's wicked, that's part of the 2/3, right, of Israel, he doesn't hear y'all, man. He doesn't. He's not. He don't care nothing about your cries. He only care about the righteous, the meek, the humble, the peaceful, right, the ones without gall in their mouth, man. Right, that's who he hears. That's the cries who he. That's the whoever the ones that are crying, that are part of the elect, the 1/3 and the 144. Them he hear. Right, he don't hear the heathens and the other ones, the other 2/3 of Israel's that are stuck in the Gentile state of mind. Right. All right. So let's go to I'm gonna stick in Psalms, man. I'm gonna stick in Psalms, and this will be my last one. I might have one more. Psalms 141. And I'm gonna start off at. I'm gonna jump right to the point. Verse 3. It says, "Set a watch, O Lord Yahweh, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips." Right. That's what. That's what we should be asking for. Right. Period. Right. Keep thy mouth. Right. Keep thy mouth from evil, man. Keep me from saying wicked things. Keep me from believing wicked things. Right. Because what's in your heart is what's going to be in your mouth. So as long as you have the spirit of truth, the spirit and the true doctrine of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? What's going to come out of your mouth is going to be righteous things, wisdom, right? Instead of vain philosophies and lies, right? So we should be asking the Lord to keep thy mouth, right? And allow him to speak for us, right? Incline not my ear, verse 4, incline not my heart to any evil thing, right? So this is all part of repentance, right? And begging the Lord and through prayer, right? Because prayer means to beg for forgiveness, to beg him to keep thy mouth, right? To beg Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? To keep my heart from evil things, to practice wicked works with men that work in iniquity, right? It says, incline not my heart to an evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work in iniquity. Right? These are the things that we ask him to keep us from. And let me not eat of their dainties, man. Right? So we don't want to eat from their dainties. We don't want to consume, and eating from their dainties also goes into consuming their vain philosophies, consuming their vain doctrine, right? Consuming laws of men, consuming science from men, ideals from men, right? All of that's vanity, right? That has no power, no true power in it. It's all wickedness, man, right? The only way you can be a wise man is through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, by him blessing you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So like I know that was a lot. But that's the only way. If he ain't blessing you through the spirit and truth, you have no wisdom. Right? You can have man's wisdom, but that wisdom it only leads you to death. Right? This is the life. This is the light. This is the doorway. This is the small and straight. This is the small, straight, narrow path that leads to a broad way, which is salvation and to the kingdom. Right? All right. One more and I end it. This is 1 Peter. Let me get that first. This is 1 Peter, chapter 3. I believe it's in verse 10. Verse 10, for he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain from his tongue from evil and his lips, because those are the ones that's really asking and praying for unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to keep his mouth from evil, to keep his heart from evil, right? To continue blessing him through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua through the spirit of truth. Right? Verse 10, for he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil and his lips that they speak no guile, man. Right? Because we want to be presented as those virgins in that day, with being found without gall in our mouth, man. Right? All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Yahweh Ratazah Ba'Hashem Yahushua, this lesson was edifying to who it need to be edifying to. Shalom.